Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode, Championship Edition of the Fake Racers Podcast. I'm, as always, Joe Twansky, and alongside me tonight, guess who it is? Bet you can't guess. Who is it, Davey? Who's alongside me tonight?
Bristol. Bristol's alongside you tonight.
Well, yes, but you are Davey Hazard up here.
That's me, Davey Hazard.
In the JTN studio
In the studio. One day we will do a podcast in a JTN, maybe not a studio, but we'll next to each other with actual microphones and real conversations and eye contact.
Hey, you know that's the end goal here at JTN, to build a brand. But on this week's episode, we're going to talk about Phoenix Championship Weekend.
Chase wins.
Chase does win, but we're going to get to that third because it was the third race of the weekend. I want people to stick around, Davey. I want them to keep listening throughout the night. We're also going to talk. Thank you, Jimmie. Jimmie Johnson retiring, as well as Clint Boyer and Matt Kenseth.
I mean, we can make that the whole podcast. Not the Clint Boyer part or the Matt Kenseth part, but the other one.
Oh, we might. We might need like a 30-minute episode here or there, but we'll see. We'll see.
Invite Tommy.
We'll see.
Force him to say good things about Jimmie Johnson.
Dude, I can't wait to have him for a playoff episode, man. That's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so
I can
bad.
wait. I can definitely wait. He's gonna leave in the middle of it. Like, it's not gonna.
We're also gonna talk about NASCAR revealing a pair of next-gen tests for next week. Davey, that was a topic you wanted to talk about, and I am very happy to include that. We're also gonna talk about some developing news in the world of sports car racing. I almost said sports car racing.
Sporty cars.
In IMSA with Ganassi. And Davey will talk about the United States Online Racing League. We'll talk about your miserable weekend at Daytona, and then also look ahead to Mansfield this weekend right here live on JTN Saturday night. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me, Joe. Let's do this. Let's do the show.
All right, let's get into it. All right, so we gave you the rundown, but here we go. Friday night, Davey, Brett Moffitt absolutely dominated the truck race at Phoenix, but in the end, it was Sheldon Creed taking home the championship. Oh boy. First off,
that's rough.
First off, Moffitt. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for the guy.
Brett Moffitt did everything right. Didn't put a foot wrong all night. Didn't do anything wrong at all.
It was his dang crew chief.
It was his dang crew chief. And also, it's we'll get into this more in depth. It's just awful that it comes down to that,
I mean,
it comes down to that, and then you do everything right, and even then, it's just not enough.
And even after the fact, post-race interview.
Oh, I forgot about this part.
So Moffitt, and it's been pretty well known that Brett Moffitt isn't returning to GMS next year, and he did not mince words for his crew chief. Oh, I forget who the crew chief is on that 23 truck.
Oh God, I've already forgotten.
I can find it.
All I know is that Brett Moffitt don't like him.
He was not a happy boy, but nonetheless, Moffitt did not mince words. For
what did he say exactly? Hold on.
I wish I could play it, man. I wish I could play it.
That was pretty good.
Jerry Baxter obviously left in the off season to go crew chief for Bubba Wallace this year.
Oh, the crew chief was Chad Norris, by the way. I just remembered.
Yeah, that's Chad Norris, for anyone that is not very well loved, especially by Roush Fenway Racing fans. So, you can't keep your guy out there on old tires. Like, what are you doing?
That was not great.
You have the best truck, 2 laps. Yeah, it's Phoenix, but brother, man. There's gonna be people back there that are gonna pit.
Yep.
But what was terrible for Brett and his GMS team and his crew guys, maybe not his crew chief, because kind of that one kind of hangs on the crew chief, and that's totally why I want to be a crew chief, right? Be a lead engineer and all that fun stuff in organization. Again, I'm available. You can contact me on here even. Sheldon Creed though Took advantage of the situation. I mean, he was a rocket. You couldn't even see him down in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, that was really impressive. As much as it sucks for Brett Moffitt, and I want him to win for personal reasons, that paint scheme, and I like Brett Moffitt. That was incredible. That was true. That's the stuff that like movies are made of.
And I mean, Creed. Year 2 in the trucks, and we've seen this before with him. It took him a little while to get used to the ARCA Menards series, and now in his second year in trucks on the year, 5 wins, 9 top 5s, 13 top 10s in the 23 races. So some good numbers for Creed, especially in a system that really benefits to guys winning a lot of races. 5 races, I believe, led the series. I'm not quite sure on that. I can pull it up. But yeah, 5 wins on the year is amazing. GMS honestly had a really good year. Outside, Tyler Ankrum didn't win a race, but all the other 3 guys did. Moffitt only won 1 race this year, which is again, kind of weird. Kind of weird to think about Brett Moffitt only winning 1 race this year, being kind of the veteran in the best position. But I mean, just heartbreaks for Moffitt. But Creed's gonna be back in that 2 truck next year, so I mean, I would think that he's probably got a really good shot to repeat as champion.
Yeah, he was, especially given how strong he was this year. I mean, the truck series is weird. For a while, the truck series was kind of like there wasn't really anyone that was like a.
It was a retirement series for a while.
Yeah. And now, I mean, even now, Sheldon Creed is 23 years old.
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't.
Sheldon Creed has a lot more experience than I think people give him credit for.
Wow, I thought he was way older. Like, I mean,
you thought he was older?
Legitimately. Yeah, older. I thought he was older. I thought he was like mid-late 20s.
I think that kind of goes back to the way we kind of just view the truck series, right? It used to be like the old guy series with your Hornadays and
then like a couple rookies here and there.
Yeah. Where now it's a lot of younger guys learning and kind of developing, and we'll see that again next year. It seems like it's going to be a good crop. But
I am older than Sheldon Creed by like 25 days, dude. I did not. On top of the experience, the man looks old. The man just looks old.
That's what happens when you've raced a lot.
Jesus. Anyway, okay, yeah.
But hey,
yeah, I just had to get that out there.
Congratulations to Sheldon Creed and the whole GMS team on the truck championship.
Correct, indeed.
And Davey, we move on now. Saturday. Oh, what a fun day Saturday was for me. My Michigan Wolverines lose at noon. My Clemson Tigers lose to Notre Dame at night. We had the USORL Red Bull Cup Series, which we'll get to later tonight. But Austin Cindric, what a day for the 22 team. Wins the championship. Allgaier was right there with him throughout the night.
Oh man!
But Cindric was able to just pull it off in the end.
Mm-hmm. What are we thinking about? Gregson? Some people were saying Gregson maybe should have helped his teammate out a little bit.
See, I don't know what he could do though. I mean, Allgaier didn't have a set of tires to come down. What could have Gregson done a little different? I mean, I don't think he Cindric was already by.
No. There's definitely something Gregson could have done. Gregson could have stuck, like he definitely could have helped a little bit. I think he could have stuck him, like pinned him up against the wall and like behind Justin for like maybe a half a lap or a lap.
Yeah. It
would have been hard. It would have been really hard because Cindric was coming. But I think he could have done something. Do I think he should have done something? That I don't know.
You don't want to get into that?
I don't know what the dynamic is. There's too many people that get all angry about stuff like that.
It seems like those two don't get along. Allgaier and Gregson don't really get along very well. And it sounds like they've tried to mend that fence, probably more so coming from Allgaier being the older vet in the Xfinity garage right now. But I get it. I get why people would be like a little upset with that. But then, I mean, Gregson's still trying to win a race, right? And that's something we always talk about. Oh, NASCAR playoffs are different. NASCAR chase, whatever you wanted to call it. They're different because everyone's out there on the track, Davey. Everyone's out there on the track.
It's true.
But
true. So I think the reason I don't normally, I kind of have like a small issue, like, well, kind of weird, but I think the reason I was moderately okay with it, because it didn't seem like Noah really messed up Justin. He more just kind of got around both of them, and he ended up choking it away anyway. But he got around both of them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. People are going to be arguing about it, but I don't. Well, if he tried to help Justin win, that's cool. If he went for the race win like he did, that's also cool. I can't really fault a guy for doing that, especially a young driver.
And I mean, we just came off of a weekend where everyone was complaining about Eric Jones staying behind his teammates. So I mean, I don't know.
True.
I don't know what we want. True. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
depends on if we like the guy or not, honestly.
Well, and that's the problem with us, right? But the other two of the championship four we haven't mentioned, Chase Briscoe and Justin Haley. I don't think we were really expecting a lot from Haley and that 11 team. They had a really strong season, and not to say like, oh, they didn't deserve to be there, they got lucky, but just the 11 car didn't have the speed towards the end of the year that it did throughout the middle of the summer. But Briscoe was an absolute shocker, just no speed in that 98 car.
Yeah, it was kind of surprising. Probably extremely
yes, extremely disappointing.
Extremely disappointing. As disappointing as you can get with a guarantee of going cup racing and one of the best teams in the sport can be. But disappointing nonetheless. He still won the championship. But yeah, I didn't even think they would be that bad. Like,
yeah,
it was a total 180 from what everyone was thinking would happen. I'm sure everyone thought it was going to be Cindric and Briscoe going for it, and Briscoe probably getting it. But he was bad. He was bad. Well, do you think he spun out on purpose?
I don't think so. I hate how people. Yeah, if you're gonna spin out on purpose, spin out going through the dog leg or something. Like you're coming off the corner.
The car.
I know. Like dude just smashed the back end. Oh yeah, you totally. Oh, well, taking the back end off makes it faster. Okay, buddy. Well, Kyle Busch wins one race at Bristol without a back end on the car, and we go crazy. He's cheating.
He's trying to knock the rear end off.
Damn Yoders.
I saw it.
I saw it, Davey.
The only evidence people have is like he had a set of tires, and there was not a lot of people on the lead lap, and that's not enough.
And literally,
that's not enough. He still wrecked his car.
Literally, the other two of the other three championship drivers, I can't do math. Also had a set of tires. Like it's
not a very well executed plan if that were the plan.
Wait, but maybe he learned it from Harvick. I don't know. Race manipulation and everything.
Harvick's the first one he did worked pretty well. It's like
second one.
Last one did. Last one was really funny.
We didn't mention. We haven't talked too much about him, but your favorite, Davey, Austin Cindric. He pits from the lead when that yellow comes out. He restarts third, wins the title with the pass on I think it was actually a last lap pass, or maybe coming to the white flag. I can't remember off the top of my head, but Cindric champion. Read his stats: 6 wins, 19 top 5s, 26 top 10s. And he was also the regular season champion. So, I think people are gonna I think this comes back down to like the Harvick paradox, where we're like, oh, he was the best guy all year, but Cindric was the best guy all year consistency wise. Like he would have won a championship in a full year's points format, anyways. He won the regular season championship too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just don't like Cindric. So.
I know, but that's a problem.
I'm turning around on him. I don't think I'm turning around on him as in my opinion of him, but I didn't really think he was all that talented, and he didn't really show anything to show that he was up until this season, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Besides wrecking a guy at Mosport and at Daytona in a sports car series race that he probably had no business being in because he's absurdly rich. Yeah, I have slight problems with him.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. You don't have to like all these guys, right? I think that's the beautiful thing about racing and about something like NASCAR that presents itself as entertainment as well as being a competitive sport. So, you're not.
However,
God.
This year he did very well this year. He drove very well. He kind of drove like a spoiled brat at some races. Indianapolis Road Course springs to mind as a race where he drove like a spoiled brat. Like you could see it in the way he was attacking the track.
His owner owned the track, Dave.
Well, that I don't care. I do not care. You drove like a spoiled brat.
Which means his daddy will own the track, Dave.
That's fair. That's cool. That's fine.
It is his track, Davey.
All right, let's go to Sunday.
No, Davey, I get what you're saying. I mean, like you said, he did turn a corner this year. He got a little more.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just agreeing. But
no,
yes.
You're good. I just cut you off a bunch, so it's okay.
No, it's fine.
All's fair in love and war. Is that that phrase? Love or war? I don't care.
This isn't love or war.
Davey, I love you.
It's a podcast.
Oh. Awkward. All right, moving on.
There's no love in podcasting.
Moving on. I'm not going to do the stupid voice. Chase Elliott, not the right Chase to win a championship this weekend, but Chase Elliott wins the Cup Series finale 500, which was the actual name of the race because they couldn't find a sponsor.
For the championship race. Man, Phoenix, what a good championship. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that in a second, but Chase wins.
Actually, no. We're gonna flip the switch. I want to start off with it. We already talked about Phoenix twice. We can talk about Phoenix. I hated it. I didn't like it. It wasn't a good fit. It didn't feel like a championship weekend. It felt like we were at Phoenix. I hated it. I didn't like it. The branding was cool. I loved the logos. I loved the cool color scheme. That was all deserty. That was badass. But no, I didn't like it. Go back to Homestead. I hope it's not.
Or go somewhere else.
Anywhere. Atlanta. I don't care.
Atlanta would be good. I don't think NASCAR would give up the championship race, though. That's the problem.
That's annoying. But point is, I just didn't like it at Phoenix at all.
Hey, how about we run the Daytona 500 as the last race of the year? Bam. Let's do it.
I mean, honestly, if we get to a point where the cars race at Daytona where it's almost normal and we don't have a I'm gonna withhold comments on the Final Four thing. And we didn't have that as a point standing setup, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Starting the season there, it's nice and sunny. Usually.
It's almost like you should end it at another track in Florida or something.
Yeah, there might be one.
There might be a really good one. That's also very representative of the schedule and the track composition of the schedule.
Yeah, and it's also at the same time a unique racetrack that crowns a good champion and puts on good racing.
I think
it
might exist. I think part of the problem is too we go to Phoenix twice, and we went to Homestead once. I honestly that is my biggest issue.
Good point.
That is always, and we'll get into this. I think next week we're going to probably talk about schedule, the 2021 schedule.
That is a good point. But I never thought about it that way.
That's how I've always thought about it. Your championship race shouldn't be one that you go to twice a year.
That's a good point.
It should be one. Look at me.
I never thought about it. That's probably exactly why I didn't like it. It's probably why it didn't feel special at all. It's because we've already been at the track.
Yeah, and I'll get to that next week when we talk about going to tracks twice and taking races away from other tracks. But Chase,
I never thought about it that way.
I just blew his mind, and his mind's gonna be all over the floor until next week when I have to scrape it back up, put it back in his head so he can do this again. But Chase wins, has to start at the back. He's the youngest champion since Jeff Gordon in 1995, so look at that. There's also the stat that the Lakers and Dodgers won a championship when Bill won a championship in '88, and it happened this year. If you want to be that. However, I'm just gonna point this out. This out, Davey.
Yeah.
Hendrick's last two championships. What was the commonality between the two cars?
They're sent to the back.
Yep. Jimmie's car in 16, it was something with the C post, I believe. They just didn't like the angle of it, right? It was something with that. Chase's car, from what I've read and I've seen, it was the scanning station, an issue in there, so something body wise was probably just a little funky. But that 9 car just marched through the field and was absolutely dominant. Good on Chase, winning title. I mean, I think it's good for the sport that the most popular driver won a championship finally.
Yeah, it had to happen.
Again, I think we talked about it a little last week. Harvick not making it. Harvick was not good though, so I don't know if that was just maybe they didn't bring the best car. Maybe they were trying stuff out for next year. But They kind of just shifted their mindset going into the race, or maybe that was their best car, and that's the car they planned on trying to race for a championship with.
I have a theory about this.
Okay, we'll talk about it after this Chase stuff, but
okay,
because there's still more stuff I want to talk about championship weekend in general. But
fuck me then. All right,
no, Davey.
No,
oh,
fine.
I forgot to do my disclaimer at the top. I'll have to add that in. Whoopsie days. You listeners,
we're not bleeping them until we get a sponsor.
Listeners at home, you already heard the disclaimer. We have not recorded it yet. Hey-o. But that Chase just marched through the field, and in that race, he definitely deserved to win the race. And the format is you win the race, you win the championship. So good on Chase. Keselowski's car was the second best, in my opinion. As a Keselowski fan, I'm sure you agree with that.
Yeah, no bias. He was 100% the same. Honestly, at points, he was better than Chase, and if his crew didn't let him down, I think he could have brought the fight to him.
Which was surprising because that crew was so good the day before.
Dude, they were bad. Like, it was absurd how I was talking to my dad about it like 20 minutes ago, and it was absurd how bad they are, or were, at least that night.
Well, and Brad in his post-race interview did a good job of like saying, oh, we just need a little more speed in the car, and I could have done, not throwing it on the crew.
Yeah.
Wonder if maybe they partied a little too much the night before.
Very diplomatic.
Hey, sometimes you need your driver to just kind of not do what Brett Moffitt did in his post-race interview. But again, different situations there.
Yeah.
Logano was third, but then Hamlin. Hamlin was a really big surprise. I thought he'd be a lot better.
Yeah, you would think. Plus, Hamlin's usually pretty good. Where did Hamlin end up finishing?
Fourth.
I mean, for all intents and
that's not a bad finish.
That's a good finish. Like, we would look at that, and at any point in the season, we'd be like, "Oh wow, Denny Hamlin's going to be really tough at Phoenix." But it's just.
But
the
because
way
you have to beat the other guys, it's entertainment. Are you not entertained? Let's see. I think he finished fourth. Let me get this. What's up, real?
Yeah, where did he finish? I thought he finished fourth too, or it's like sixth or something.
Nope, he finished fourth.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, I honestly thought Hamlin was probably going to be right there with. I came into the weekend. You talked about it, and you actually made the right pick, Davey. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But that
got everything else wrong.
That's okay. I didn't get any right.
I almost got right with my half pick of Brett Moffitt for the trucks, and then Chase Briscoe was absolute garbo, and Chase Elliott was all right. So.
Hey, but Rick Allen, man. Oh boy.
Oh no.
I'm not going to talk about it, but man, you gotta.
Oh.
Even I, as someone that kind of, I don't think memes with broadcasting. I try to be very professional. I think I did a really kick butt job last night with Hobo with some of those guys, but they were coming in the chat. You know who you are if you're listening.
Oh my goodness! I mean, what can we say anything about?
I don't want to say what he said.
I don't want to describe what he said. I mean, he said something really insensitive about a situation.
I mean, okay, so it's no secret that Chase Briscoe and his wife Marissa have been having.
They've been suffering from infertility issues.
Right.
More or less, to put it very nicely.
Rick Allen kind of made a comment, well, that sucks for Chase Briscoe, but hey, he's going cup racing next year. That was...
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That is and the sad thing is, I'm sure he didn't mean, right? I don't think there was any ill will in that comment.
He was just trying to create the narrative of adversity, which could have been done way more tastefully without bringing that up.
Well, they did the same thing when the Xfinity was at Darlington. They talked about it. You know what I mean? But you don't kick somebody when they're down, too. I think there is a, in that Darlington race, Briscoe was battling Kyle Busch for the win, and you could tell he was really trying to get that win. And this, not a good race. So I don't know.
Even then, issues like that, I don't think you just say a tough time personally, and then you leave it at that. You leave it to the driver to go further if they want to go further.
Right.
That was really wrong. I was actually Rick Allen has gotten worse and worse since the days he was at Speed in the Truck Series a decade ago.
Huh.
That was the worst I've ever heard from him, and I don't know what it is in general, but this season in general he was terrible. But that was awful.
Hey. NBC, you need some Xfinity commentators? I know a couple guys. Not really. We'd be so bad.
No.
It would not be good. It would not be good. But all right, let's get back on topic. Back to our show sheet.
That was on topic.
It was on topic, but you talked about it at the start. Phoenix, a good fit for championship weekend. My grade of the weekend, I thought the truck race was good. It was a good truck race. Xfinity was kind of meh, and the Cup race, okay. My other issue, we do 312 miles at Phoenix, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were doing 400 miles at Homestead. A lot of the races are either 400 to 500 miles, depending on, or 500 laps in the case of Martinsville, Bristol, but they're still long races because it's a lot of laps. I don't know, man. I don't think Phoenix is a good fit. I didn't think it was going to be a good fit, so maybe that's just, I don't want it to be a good fit because I didn't think it would be one, but I'll
back you up. I want it to be a good fit. I want it to be cool. Like, oh, cool. We're bringing the championship to other racetracks, and it's Phoenix, which it might not be the best, but we'll see. No, it was awful. It was bad. You're right. You're not wrong.
And I think I think the other thing too to watch. So the reason NASCAR took it to Phoenix is because they just did a bunch of upgrades, right? Kind of like they did the same thing with Daytona Rising.
Yeah.
And when they were up, we can talk about that too next week. But Daytona is absolutely fantastic and spectacular. And it's the best racing venue when it comes to just being.
You haven't been, right?
I've been, not for a race, but I've been to it, and just comparing it to MIS, even it is miles
you've been
ahead.
Since the
yes.
The renovations. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Unbelievable. It is so much fun to attend a race at Daytona with all the changes. There's just so much going on and around, and it looks really nice, and everything is easy and streamlined. It is gorgeous. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think the other thing, Phoenix was not a good finale this year. Not a good fit this year. I want to see what it looks like next year when hopefully the pandemic's over and all. Just for the fact is there's so many fan elements at that track. If you can sell out the place, I think NASCAR would definitely go for it, just because it looks good on TV too.
No amount of fans gonna make that race any less of a stinker.
But that's the thing, Davey. We can if they can sell out the grandstand. They struggle selling out the grandstand at a lot of other tracks, but they sold out the grandstand at Homestead too. So
exactly.
Again, it was not a good. The Cup race was a stinker. I was getting bored, man, and it could have been fatigue too. Could have been fatigue on the season, because I noticed myself coming down the stretch. I was getting more and more kind of just complacent with races, just being like, oh, okay, it's another NASCAR race. Just because they fit so many races in the summer, and then we went back to one a week, and it was still oh my gosh, this is so much.
Yeah. We also didn't actually get to see the race overall. It was...
Yeah, the coverage wasn't good either.
Yeah, obviously they're going to cover the final four drivers the most, but we didn't... there was no other storyline. They didn't talk about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single time.
Yeah, I think
they could have done really good with doing that.
I think they mentioned Jimmie once or twice. They mentioned Boyer and Kenseth a couple times, maybe.
Yeah, but that's not
But it wasn't sufficient.
No, and even then, those are again storylines that were storylines before the race. Focus on the storylines in the race too. There's storylines in the race. This leads to a suggestion that I have for points, and I'll talk about it when we talk about the point system. But there's an opportunity to be made with on-track product, and they didn't go for. I'm sure maybe it was a good. I'm sure there's maybe stuff going on in the racetrack that we didn't see that was really cool, but we were focused on Chase Elliott 4 seconds ahead of the field, because that's important.
Well, because people like Chase Elliott's car, because they like Chase Elliott. Which, by the way, good on Chase Elliott for actually showing emotion these last 2 weeks. Dude is always so... I feel like he holds his emotions and his thoughts really close to the vest. And
bare minimum. Do better. You can still do better.
Again, sure. But it's a good sign when your most popular driver and your most well-known name currently, now with Jimmie departing, and we'll go on. I mean, it's just.
I agree. It's just fun to make fun of Chase Elliott.
I know.
In the regard that he's boring.
Come on, Davey. I don't want people to stop tuning in. We don't want to make the Chase stands angry.
I like Chase Elliott.
I mean, I do too.
He's just kind. I mean, if you only watch the races on Sunday, he's a boring dude.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Which is fair. I mean, I've noticed that with some of these young drivers, they don't really have the personality as much like on track. Do you get what I'm saying? In like interviews and stuff.
Yes.
Like the only one that like Bubba and Blaney are pretty good, but like a guy like Chase is kind of bland. William Byron is bland.
Oh my God, William Byron is unbelievably stale and bland. Good God, when Kyle Larson's back, he's gonna be the same. But hopefully, maybe with all the positive changes he's made, maybe he's a little bit, cooler now.
Cooler.
I don't know. He might. You never know. Something like that could have really affect if everything he's saying that he's done is true, which I'm sure it is, and he feels all this way. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Personally, maybe he's gonna be a cool guy. Maybe he feels a little more confident in himself.
He's a cool dude.
Now that he's not a racist ass, bigoted mother. Yeah, that guy. That one.
That's what he was.
I mean, hey, listen.
A guy like Alex Bowman, I think, has shown more personality now that he's kind of solidified his spot in the 88 car, now the 48. But I've noticed
he's great on social media.
He is great on social media. That goes back to we talked about when we on the Roval episode, but like anxiety and stuff, right? Maybe it's a little harder, especially when you have something like anxiety. Clinical anxiety, not like, oh, I'm so anxious, like, oh, I can't wait, or like, oh, I don't really want to do this, I'm nervous, but like to a level where it actually affects your day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What were we talking about? Why we have show sheets? Oh, Phoenix.
Thank you, Jimmie. Oh God.
Phoenix. Yeah, stinker of a weekend, but Chase wins.
Makes it all better.
88%. Let's go. All right, moving on, Davey. I think this is gonna be your favorite part of the episode, probably.
I'm already smiling.
We'll start with the other two guys, and then we'll get on to your favorite.
Yes.
Clint Bowyer, Matt Kenseth. Kenseth hopefully is hanging it up after this year because this year probably hurt his legacy maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Honestly, it was one of those years. We'll look back and we'll just forget that he even drove this year.
And I have a feeling when he signed on for that, the idea was eventually they were going to get practice and they were going to get qualifying and stuff back.
Yeah.
And then it just never happened. So, tough for Kenseth, who looked like, in the first Darlington race, he looked like he was going to be doing okay. Or maybe it was the second one. I don't remember. One of them he did really good in. Not a good season for Kansas. Clint Bowyer, again, kind of just was Clint Bowyer. Really energetic and stuff on broadcasts and
haha, funny redneck. Hee hee.
But just didn't perform, I think, to a level that he should be able to perform as a veteran in the Cup Series and as a guy that's in a very good car.
Yep.
I think that's part of the reason why he decided to just hang it up, because I think he knew that Briscoe was going to replace him one day or another.
Yep.
I mean, it was either going to be this year or next year, so.
Exactly, yeah.
But congratulations to both of them on, well, Kenseth probably didn't use the R word because he didn't use it the first time, but Bowyer at least on the retirement. And we'll get on to your favorite just with that little bit. Jimmie Johnson. Mm-hmm. This is why we're focusing on Jimmie.
That guy. Love that guy.
The last 3 years have sucked, right? I mean, you've said it before. The last 3 years have sucked. They have been.
2018 was awful. 2019 was like
the end.
Yeah, and 2020. Honestly, this year I'm not mad about this year.
Right. And
a lot of circumstances that he couldn't control, a lot of circumstances that, while he could control, he was running well before those circumstances. Like, I'm not at all mad about this season. I think it was as good a retirement season as he was going to get, given the circumstances and the pandemic, all that stuff. So, I'm happy about it.
Yeah, circumstance. I think that's a lot of what we're going to look back at 2020 and we're going to say, yeah, that was the year that Chase Elliott won his first championship. But I think a lot of you're going to always have to look at this year in general in every case as just kind of being an oddball.
Yeah.
But
a little bit.
Davey, I know you got a lot of them.
Yeah, I do have. I'm
gonna give you the question. I'm gonna tell mine, and then you can tell yours, so you can think it up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, favorite Jimmie Johnson memory to date, because there's still some more to come, obviously. For me, I may have two, so it's kind of hard to narrow them down. Gotcha. When I remember, one of them is just kind of more a little personal anecdote, but getting to meet him at MIS last year, and it kind of just changed, because last year, right, he's kind of in this rut and in this streak of just bad luck, and you couldn't tell. He was still Jimmie Johnson. He was still smiling, still optimistic about where they were running and how they were doing. And this was August, so they were starting to run a little better last year after they put Cliff Daniels in charge of that team.
Thank goodness.
So that was really cool, and I'll always remember like sitting there. That was a day. It was a fun day. And then looking back TV wise, and I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now. But when he won that 5th championship in a row,
mm-hmm.
I think it's so hard for us as when those things are going on to just appreciate greatness. You know, and it's a cliche thing to say and all that. You see it in other sports with dynasties but what the 48 team had from 2006 through 2010 and even, past that to 2014 maybe, 2013 at least. They were more than a dynasty. They were the standard. They weren't even the standard because they kept resetting it, right? They were the team to beat, and him winning that 5th championship in a row, I think, solidified him as, if not the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. Which you can't dispute it.
Thank you, Joe.
Dude, hey, I don't have to like that he won all these races while I was growing up, but you still have to appreciate it. I mean, 83 wins on a career, 7 championships ties him for most. It is 83, right?
Yes, 83.
Okay. 7 championships, 5 in a row, which, mind you, there were 2 different cars with a variation on the 3rd for that 2010 championship, or a variation on the 2nd for that 2010 championship. Also one in Gen 6 with the SS. Like, this dude is the most underappreciated race car driver in the world. And now he's leaving the sport, and it just kind of makes me feel sad. Finishes his career, at least in Cup Series, at least full-time, and, maybe he comes back, runs a road course or 2, or does some other stuff if they ever need him, but finishes with the top 5, goes out strong.
Hey, first of the legal cars.
Huh?
First of the legal cars.
Give me a break, man. But, I mean, yeah, just a good way to end the full-time Cup Series career for Jimmie Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, and you talk about the 5 championships. I mean, Chase Elliott just won his first championship. I want you to sit here and think about if Chase Elliott's got any chance in hell to win 4 more in a row.
Nope. Not the format.
No, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And I don't think it'll ever happen again. I don't think anyone will ever get 5 in a row ever again. I mean, 3 was unheard of. And that was done in the 70s? It was Kelly Yarbrough. It was in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
40 years. Almost 40 years it took for someone to break the record, and they broke it by 2 championships. Anyway. I have a few favorite moments. The first Cup race I ever got to watch was, I believe it was the 2010, the Gatorade Duels, when they were still called the Gatorade Duels. And I think it was Duel 1 at Jimmie Johnson, and I was so excited. It was my first ever Cup race ever, and I was able to watch. I was gonna watch Jimmie Johnson race at Daytona, and they're going, and the race ends in a photo finish. I'm right by the start finish line. It ends in a photo finish, and Jimmie Johnson won it. And I wish I wish I wasn't so depressed all these years. I didn't forget all these memories, because I really wish I could remember how I felt when I saw it. I still see the snapshot in my brain of the finish. I just wish I could remember how purely elated I must have been. I don't even remember the emotion. I just remember it happening, and I was really happy about it. But that's always gonna stick out. Always, I'll remember that until the day that I freaking die. And then, I mean, it's it's very obvious. No one was gonna. I mean, some people probably try to avoid this one for obvious reasons, but I'm not gonna, because I remember it, and it's still as vivid as it ever was. Sitting in my parents' living room, watching him win his 7th championship, and just as the race went, waking up that morning knowing that it could happen, and I mean, this was a huge deal. Knowing it could happen, and I had I saw that he was going to the back, and I still had this quiet confidence that you have before you do something that you're going to be able to do. You're not totally sure, but it's just that quiet little bit of confidence where this is going to be okay. This is going to be good. And through the whole day, just getting a little more anxious, and just watching him climb. I mean, we got up to 11th in the first run, starting from the back, and it was just this is going to be on. He doesn't quite have quite enough, but it's going to be on. And then we got that late string of cautions, and the Carl Edwards thing happens, and I'm shaking and sweating. And then we get the final green white checker after Ricky Stenhouse bins it off turn 2, and I just remember, hands on my head, the whole 2 laps. Him coming off 4, I fell to my knees. I was crying and shaking. I couldn't believe it. Oh my God. It was just such a vivid and visceral moment for me. I loved every second of it, and I will forever be grateful to that man for giving me some of my favorite sports memories ever.
Well said. Well said. I think he gave us one more this past weekend too. That was the coolest shot. Him just out there on track, doing one more. He did a Polish victory lap around this, and God, passing of the torch, literally.
Waterworks, man. Oh my
to
God.
Chase. I feel bad that he didn't get the proper send off, but then again, he's not going anywhere, right? He's still going to be racing. No. He's still going to be in the world of motorsports. So,
in a weird way, that's probably what he wanted. He's not much for the show, it seems like. So.
Yeah.
I really wish they would have showed any shot of him getting high fives from all the crew members on pit road.
I know.
I love how that's kind of becoming a symbol of respect. How that's becoming when you're a legend and something is going on, or when you finally do a thing, or when this is happening, that's what is done. Is you go down pit road, and every crew member is out there giving you a handshake or giving you a high five. I think that's I want that to be I can't call that into being a tradition. I can't will that into existence, but I'd love for that to be an unspoken tradition, that when something like that is happening, that is the symbol that is given. I think it's really cool.
It is really cool. If all else fails with the rest of championship weekend, we at least got to send Jimmie Johnson off a good way from the Cup Series, and so long for now, right? It's probably
so
not
long for now.
Probably not forever. I mean, we've seen it, right? It's probably not forever. I'm sure we'll see him again at a NASCAR event, but so long for now, Jimmie Johnson. All right, with all the waterworks done, Davey, let's get on to we got 3 more topics for this show, whatever. Today, tonight, whatever. First off, we'll go through these. NASCAR reveals a pair of next-gen tests Monday on the Charlotte Roval, and then Wednesday on the Oval. This upcoming Monday and Wednesday. It's going to feature 2 cars, so they're going to be on the track at the same time. We're going to have the RCR and Action Express next-gen models The RCR car was last tested at Dover with Cole Custer. And the Action Express was at Daytona Road Course. And according to KickinTheTires.net, it was believed to be Felipe Nasser, who drives for Action Express and IMSA, behind the wheel of that car. We're going to talk more about next gen in the off season because I really want to do like a deep dive type episode into it.
Especially when we get the information from this test. There's going to be media added as well.
Oh, is there?
Yep, media is going to be at the Monday test, I believe. So the Roval test.
Oh, I don't like that. I'd rather have them at the Wednesday test.
I would as well, but it's more media than we've gotten at any other test. So
that's true. No more random cell phone pictures.
For real.
But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. We were supposed to get this new car in 2021. We pandemic have to wait.
So I'm so upset. Like I'm so excited for this car, man. Cannot wait to see it. Can't wait to see what we got. I can't wait to see what they finally decide. Like, I'd love to know what it is that they're testing. Like, I wish we could see that, or at least like have an idea. Maybe not like exact specs, but like why did Action Express build a car, for example? Why did RCR build a car? Why do we have two different cars? And is there anything different about them?
Probably.
I'd just love to see that.
Probably just the chassis building techniques used would be my assumption.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's simple. I just interesting.
Yeah, no, I know. But from my engineering background, Davey.
Yeah, I know. Big engineer. Joe Twansky.
Big engineer.
Fucking brag about it. Big Michigan guy. Ooh. Michigan engineer.
Hey.
Sorry, go ahead.
Davey, come on. I hate my school just like everybody else. I needed that laugh. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Like you said, I think depending on what kind of pictures we get out of this test, we're gonna learn a lot because you'll be able to see. I have a feeling a lot of what they're playing around with right now too is the way that the air goes underneath the car rather than over the car. That's on it, dude. Everyone always talks about the spoiler, and I'm just sitting here thinking, why don't we just get the cars off the ground a little bit, let a little air get underneath.
Get them off the ground. And Team Valence.
Let's go.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting, right? We're so ready. Oh man, we just got done with the season. Okay, let's talk about 2022, not 2021, 2022, and the next gen car.
Yes, and I love it. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what we get from this test. I can't wait to talk about it when we talk about it.
Ooh, when are we going to talk about it?
I don't know, but tune into that episode because it's going to be a good one. We should get Tommy for that one.
Probably have to be next week, like Thursday, because then we'd have all the test stuff.
Yeah, it'd be like where it's most fresh on the minds.
Yeah, because I don't think we could do it Tuesday because we wouldn't have the oval.
Right.
And I have an exam the next day, so.
Gotcha.
You know.
We should get Tommy for that though. Tommy and I have had good conversations about it, although he's a little bit more like old school purist. I want an H pattern shifter.
I mean, I want an H pattern shifter. And maybe when we talk about the car itself. Davey. But
yeah.
Other news coming out today. Link it in with Action Express, who runs a Cadillac over in IMSA. Racer Magazine, Marshall Pruitt from Racer Magazine published an article today reporting that Ganassi will be bringing and will be fielding a Cadillac DPI next season. My initial thought, Rick Hendrick said that Chase and Jimmie were going to be in the 24, and hey, look, a random General Motors ECR engine race car is going to be at Daytona.
How weird that this news comes out.
And then of course, oh no, that's not going to happen. Yeah, They're not going to try to put Chase and Jimmie in the same car. Okay.
Yeah, that's totally not a marketing win or anything like that. Good lord. Especially after all the imagery this weekend. Imagine,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's like, dude, they would make bank off of like every sale for every bit of merch for that ride. Like, there's no way. I mean, and it could be a logical step from Rick Hendrick's comments. Like, Marshall Pruitt's a guy that's usually in the know. He probably did some digging and maybe found that out. I don't know. It's a logical step to me.
Yeah, but I would assume that's definitely, if they're both running, that's definitely where Jimmie's going to be, since he's driving for Ganassi over an IndyCar.
Yep.
Maybe Chase ends up being in one of the Corvettes, which, I mean, he's done a lot of stuff with. Oh boy, I get the Taylors confused. Which
Jordan Taylor's in the Corvettes.
Jordan's in the Corvette. See, I knew it in my head, but I didn't want to say it wrong because that would be so rude of me. Because Ricky was in the Acura Team Penske this year, but
yeah, Ricky was in Acura. Yeah.
Now he's not because Team Penske's like, oh, we can't afford it, sports cars. But I think that's a logical step. It's gonna be good to see more cars in the DPI field, especially after losing Acura Team Penske. And those two vehicles, because Meyer Shank, I think, is moving up to field an Acura, and then Wayne Taylor is going to field an Acura too.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I recall.
Cool.
So,
that's right. Yeah, we talked about that. I remember now.
We did. So it's a good thing nonetheless for the world of sports car racing to have another big name team, especially in prototypes, because the prototype field has been kind of narrow and thin.
It's always been that problem in America.
That's true. I wish it wasn't though, because those prototypes are cool. Oh,
technologically, they're awesome cars.
That's probably the problem.
I just think, yeah, that's exactly the problem. I just think like there are purists out there who are they want sports car racing to be standardized, and they want the European racing series to be standardized. The US does, so it's like, hey, get the prototypes, and then there's a bunch of people who are like, but the Daytona prototypes were awesome cars, and people miss them. I know they were their history. There's no point in complaining about it now, but I do miss DPs.
Yeah, that's not what they're called anymore. I thought they still were DPI.
It's DPI. I miss the D as in the old Daytona prototype.
Where it was just yep.
Yeah, like the old tube frame, just mechanical monster.
Shows how much I know.
I mean,
Hey, I'm learning.
It's confusing. They basically call it the same thing with an I at the end, so I can't really blame you. It's like really stupid.
Let's not change the name at all.
Basically, yeah. No, I don't blame you.
All right, that wraps up the news for this week.
That wraps up the news basically for the season. Do you know how excited I am about that? Do you know how excited I am that we can actually talk about other stuff now?
Davey, for the listeners, Davey just absolutely hates talking silly season stuff. And I'm going to keep sprinkling it in.
I think we do a good amount of, like, when we go over the races and stuff, that's a good amount. We do like 5-10 minutes per race. And that's if there's a storyline, that's perfect. If not, we go shorter anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Davey just didn't like the silly season episodes where I'm talking about Eric Jones for 20 minutes.
The thing about that is, like, there's so much to interpretation, and it's like, I don't live in Mooresville. I don't know this. It's just hard. It's hard to keep it, especially when it's Eric Jones, and it's like, oh, Eric Jones got this many races, he deserves this ride, but is he bringing this amount of money? We don't know. It is fun. It's fun when there's possibilities. It's like, as we kept going, like, all the rides start getting, exactly. It's like, okay, well, he's either going to go here, or he's going to race in Xfinity, or he's going to be at home. Who knows?
Sad.
Yeah.
But you're listening at home here on JTN, and we appreciate you tuning in. We're going to on to our next topic. And moving on, Davey, let's get a United States Online Racing League update, because you are defending second place finisher in the championship, right?
All right, I did not like the way you worded that. We're gonna move
on. Pole sitter at Daytona for the Red Bull Cup Series Verizon 250 this past weekend.
27 car field, I think.
I think so. Yeah, fast Bean Machine.
The Bean Machine.
Looking for those JTN logos.
They were on there. Deck lid and rear bumper, bud.
I know, I saw them. Just kidding.
All right. I'll make a JTN car. And a Fake Racers podcast car when we reveal our brand new logo.
Hey, maybe we'll do that on the next show. Put a render on the screen. Anyways,
do that.
Daytona was not so good for you, though. Engine expiring early on in the race, causing a big crash.
Yeah, led a good amount of laps, and
kablooey.
Engine just did a no.
Why was that? Was it overheating, or was it just game?
It was totally random. Temperatures were fine. Everything was fine. Just did the thing. I mean, it shut off. No power at all. Didn't smoke. It just dead immediately. Said it was a clutch problem, which I I would have accepted a clutch problem because that would have okay. I'll just stay in fourth gear. No big deal. I don't care.
Right.
Like push me. Like whatever. But nope, it just killed it.
Well, it definitely wasn't clutch for your hopes of winning the race.
So Mansfield.
Mansfield this weekend for you guys.
You have that.
Huh?
I'm not letting you have that pun. That was awful.
I thought it was pretty good. Could say it was pretty clutch, but that would be one too many clutch puns.
So Mansfield.
Mansfield this weekend live on JTN 10:40 p.m. Eastern Time Saturday night. I don't. You didn't run the lights race Monday night, I assume.
I did not, but I think it was on the schedule last season. So I'll tell you what I think I know about the track, and it might be wrong. I cut you off, and I basically did your job for you there. I'm sorry. Mansfield is it's going to be really tricky. People are going to be trying to get a handle on it. There's probably going to be a decent amount of yellows. If we get a big field, there's definitely going to be a decent amount of yellows. It's just a really tricky little short track. It's going to be bumping and mixing around, and I'm going to have to put in practice because I am not good at Mansfield, but it is going to be a tricky little track, and you should definitely tune in to GATN Saturday night.
Saturday night for the Red Bull United States Online Racing League Series.
Cup Series. Mm-hmm.
Right here on JTN.
Right here at this very spot.
On YouTube. Make sure you haven't subscribed so that way you know. And check out our Facebook page because we'll post.
In fact, don't subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. I'm going to be that YouTuber right now. Turn on. Click that bell.
He's gone rogue, folks. He's gone rogue.
Smack that like button.
No, smash that like button.
Oh. But do that, though, actually. That'd be pretty cool.
I'd really appreciate it, guys. Y'all have done such a good job this last week. I think we were up like 100 subscribers since this time last week. So, amazing job, and appreciate all of our new viewers here.
A shout out to the channel that kind of helped us out there.
Go ahead.
That One Asian on YouTube. Big shout out to him. If you came from his channel, from his hype video for the USORL, thank you very much. If you're listening to this and you made it all the way through, extra thank you.
Yes. We hope you keep sticking around because I've said it every time and I keep saying it. We're going to keep building this, buddy. It's going to be so big. It's so great. Continue to build our brand, build our JTN family, but
build JTN.
Like you said, Saturday night, Mansfield for the United States Online Racing League Red Bull Cup Series. And then we'll be back with you Sunday night, Sunday night, 8:50 p.m. Hobo Racing Truck Series Championship at Phoenix. You saw the Cup Championship. Now you can tune in for the Truck Championship. That should be a fun one. It'll be myself and Tommy up in the booth Saturday night. Still not set.
That's a good booth.
It's a good booth. It is a good booth. That's a good booth. I think I make a pretty good one-man booth. Just saying. Just putting that out there.
You impressed me with your one. You've gotten a lot better at it. I tune in and it sounds totally normal.
Hey man, I just got a second monitor too, so I can actually see what's going on. It's great. It's a whole new world.
Yeah.
But thank you all for listening. Make sure if you haven't already, again, hit the like button, subscribe.
Oh, wait, stop.
What?
Buy our merch.
Yeah.
Buy JTN merch.
Buy the JTN merch.
Savannah's right next to me. Savannah, buy JTN merch. She said okay.
Wonderful.
She's going to buy the merch. You should buy the merch.
She should buy the merch with your face on it. Oh wait.
Is there gonna be? Wait. Is there gonna? Wait.
I should just put that. I should just put the thumbnail from last week's video. Put it on a shirt.
Don't do that.
She can walk around. This is my boyfriend.
I'll kill you. I'll actually kill you.
I can't kill me if you. I don't. Can't kill me if I get there first.
I can't kill me.
But anyways, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
So much.
Davey, where can they find more information about you?
They can find more information on me at. Sorry, I was going for a pause for dramatic effect. It didn't really work out.
It didn't. But you tried. You tried.
Yeah, I did try. That's the point. That's the whole. Find me on Twitter at Davey Hazard. find me on Instagram at D7H5 and find me on Twitch at D7H5er. All of those operate as different vessels of social media for me. You will find out what they are when you follow them.
And you can find me on Twitch at Joto2. Should be linked down there where we do some college football, NCAA 14 live streams, and we'll do some iRacing live streams from time to time when I don't suck. Because Davey, I suck at iRacing, man. I'm so bad.
Yeah, maybe we can do some driver coaching on stream.
Hey, that would be so bad. Stop telling me what to do, Davey. My iRating's good. It's just I can't win races. Not my iRating, my safety rating. I'm not a menace out there. Not like some of these fools.
I actually, I'll talk about it some other time. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to go off into a tangent. I just remembered something about iRacing that was really cool. Maybe some other time. We'll talk about it on the Fake Racers podcast. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Again, make sure you check out our Facebook. We might have some announcements coming this week about the format of this podcast moving forward, about branching out to a different platform. Ooh, spooky. That'll be a little more in the works.
Well, that'll be a little better for you guys listening at home, so you're not, sitting here on YouTube looking at a blank screen, pretty much. So, but then again, I love looking at Bristol's face, so maybe you do too. Again, thank you so much. Make sure you have a wonderful day, week, month, and if we can provide you with a little bit of entertainment, that's what we like to do here at JTN. And for everyone here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Davey Hazard, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Peace.
Thank you very much for listening and what he said. Peace.
Davey, I love you, man.